Well, Gabby, you said before the game, and it's your first Champions League start in 14 months, it was special, but wow, what a night for you in the end.
Yeah, it's a dream night, you know. I always dream to be a footballer, you know. Like I said before, I watch when I was kid, I watch a lot Serie A, Italian football. So to be here in this stadium, I have played here 2 times already, and then to score here is just like tears on my eyes, because I always dream to be here. So yeah, it's all the glory for Jesus.
Was this the sort of night you had to visualize when it was hard with the injury over 11 months or so?
For sure, you know, like I said before, there is always a reason to happen things, you know, even when it's a good things or when it's problems, you know, difficult times. So I learned that in my 11 months out of the field, the pitch. And then, yeah, like I said, you know, without Jesus for sure, he'll be not here.
Well, what have Arsenal shown collectively tonight to Europe with this sort of statement win against last year's finalists?
I mean, like I said before the game, it's always difficult to play against Inter Milan. Last season we went here and then we lost. We had a difficult game like tonight. But tonight we played, I think, better than them. We control them. Obviously they are top team. They have a lot of top players, and then they attack. They are playing home. But at the end, you know, we score, and then we got the 3 points, the chances, and then that's it. It's an amazing feeling now, but we have to keep going because we have another one in the weekend.
Yeah, and players should travel with the squad, you know, those who aren't starting, rather than being left behind at home to have a rest, because it's that unity, isn't it? When you've got 3 strikers who are now going to be competing against each other to get that berth.
Yeah, well, at the end, it's not even anymore a competition between the players. At a certain point, the last words of Jesus said that even if the next player will come, he will also score his goal to help the team. These are words that I like to hear because they're coming to a different level now. Yes, we're competing, but whoever plays needs to perform. If I'm not playing, you perform, because next game, you know, will be easier for me as well when the team is winning. So I like that. I like the spirit.
Because presumably they all feel that something very special is happening right now. And tonight, you know, it's taken obviously a lot of effort for them to kind of overturn what's been a bad run in Italy. And they got beaten by Inter last season. It felt like one of those things they had to tick off on this incredible season of constantly breaking records. And that was 7 wins and a bounce for them, a record for the club.
Yeah, no, and I said before the game, Mikel Arteta will be looking at players he can trust, who can really rely on. And Gabriel tonight really did shine. And yes, of course, he's going to be in the manager's thoughts, but what I'm really impressed with, like you just said there, Clarence, is the unity in the squad. You can tell they all care for each other. They all respect each other, but also respect each other, the standards, like we spoke about. So for me, that's a winning mentality straight away. And the fact that he's not even thinking about starting right now at the weekend against United, because he has that element of respect for the manager, because it's not for him to choose. So for me, they're saying all the right things and they're doing all the right things in the field. But tonight was a special performance. You know, they're top of the league, and the Premier League, the Champions League. It's some statement right now, Arsenal, and everyone wants to beat them and they can't. So it's a good place to be.
The next team that wants to beat them are Manchester United. You're watching that game with that hat on maybe a little bit, Wayne, thinking about those centre forwards and which player is going to get the nod at the weekend. Who would you least like to see there as a Manchester United man?
Probably Jesus, I think, just with Harry Maguire and Martinez, his anticipation and his little movement inside the penalty box, he's a very clever player. And I slightly disagree. I think if I was Gabriel Jesus now, I'd be there saying I want to start the game on Sunday. I've put myself in a position where he's come here, he's scored 2 goals, he played really well tonight. So if I was him, I'd be putting it in the manager's mind that I really want to play. Of course, you respect your teammates, but you want to be playing in them big games.
But he has with those 2 goals tonight. That's kind of him talking, saying, look, I'm playing.
Yeah, but Mikel Arteta is going to see that interview, and that's an opportunity for him to say, like, if that was me, I'd be saying to Mikel Arteta, I want to play on Sunday. I've just scored 2 goals to San Siro, just helped win us the game. I want to be on that starting lineup.
In terms of what you saw from his performance tonight, outside of the goals as well, you talked before when Alan Shearer was here about what it's like to come back after an ACL, trusting your body and relying on yourself to do the things you did before, the movement that you alluded to there. Were you impressed tonight, actually, at how confident he looked with what he was capable of?
I've been impressed how quickly he's responded to that knee injury, because it might take him a few days just to recover from this game itself. He's played a lot of minutes tonight. And he's that kind of player that needs to be at 100% to be able to perform. So for me, they would want to look after him as well and have that respect of, obviously don't want to re-establish that knee injury. But of course, I get it, he's going to want to play, but they're going to have to kind of just take the reins off him slightly and have that respect issue about his knee.
I think you said it. Probably he feels that he might need a little bit more time to have a back-to-back starting position. But if he would start, I think he would be happy as well, for sure.
Well, I'm sure.
Then you take it, right? Then you take it.
I'm sure
but I think the
Miguel
hesitation, how he feels now after the match, it comes with a price a little bit, right? When you have been out for so long.
Coming here against last year's finalists who had to get something tonight.
Well, very proud of the team, obviously. We talked before the game. We needed a special performance, a very complete performance throughout the games against, as you said, a top side, and we certainly done that tonight.
What pleased you most?
The courage, the attitude, the willingness to go to another level. We've done it at home against two top sides this season in the competition, but to do it in San Siro against the best team in Serie A and one of the best teams in Europe, as you said, is something else.
Was it an intention in a way with your team selection and the way you used your subs to make a statement tonight in a way?
I was about trying to be better than them, and we knew that we have to navigate through different stages in the game. They manage the games, they control the games in a very good way, and we knew that we were going to have to do that in the pitch and through the subs as well.
You had some wonderful individual performances. Let's start with Gabriel Jesus. We talked about him before the match. You said he'd bring unpredictability, but there's a poacher, of course, there, isn't there?
There's an unbelievable player, and the bigger the game is, more comfortable he plays, and so happy for him. I think he deserves the Man of the Match awards, not only for the goals, for all the work that he's done, but like him, many of the players, you don't win in San Siro.
Christian Mosquera.
Normally he had to be back 2 weeks after, so the medical staff, physios, sports science and himself, they put all the hours in the day to try to make it happen, because we know that we are very short in the back line, and to play against the two striker, the manner he's done, remarkable.
And then, of course, it will feel special, I'm sure, tonight for Viktor Gyökeres after a degree of criticism, and you underlined yesterday you had belief. Wow, what an impact.
A great impact, and the game was taking a shape that was fitting him very much, and he had 2 big chances. He put one of them away, and I think he really helped the team.
Does the nature of that goal also do something special in a way for his confidence? It was fantastic.
Very important, and for him again, it's the second away game that he's done really well. Now he's finding some consistency. He brings something very special to the team. That's on finish, and yeah, very happy for him as well.
What does tonight tell you about your team? We talked about the depth that you now have. Have you underlined that tonight?
Yes, it doesn't matter who we play, that they are ready and they are performing, and that we have to trust all the players, because we made 6-7 changes today, and still we perform at the highest level. We have another game in 4 days, and we had a game 2 days ago, so we know we're going to need everybody to achieve what we want.
Can you tell us about Ethan Nwaneri? There's been talk of a possible move to Marseille on loan. Is that going to happen, do you think?
I don't know. We'll have a discussion this week. Obviously, he's not having the minutes that probably he deserves as well, and he needs at this age. So we will address the situation and see what is best.
So that might be a good thing for him in a way as well, and for the club.
Let's see. We have to sit down and discuss how we want to move that forward.
And a final point, you go into a big game, going to be some selection poser now, isn't it, for you up front? Who starts?
Let's enjoy tonight first, because I think we deserve that, and we have a few days to prepare the Man United game.
Not many players can act and react this quickly. And yes, he gets his luck, but just for me, I don't think any other player scores that in the Arsenal team. And he's very clever to stay on side and look, rewards, and look at his smile. Brilliant to see.
For a player who's been out for as long as he has as well, to show that instinct to come back shows you what a natural goal scorer he is. They're on their way at this point, but there are sloppy moments from Arsenal, and Inter were ready to take advantage of that.
Yeah, rather than sloppy moments, I think that both teams are just big teams, great teams, and they put pressure. Inter started to make pressure. You want to react, you want to show that they're still in the match, and they were. So if even in this situation they got the ball back because there was just high pressure. Look how many Inter shots are right there. There are more Inter shots than Arsenal shots at the moment. So they were coming in and growing into the match at that point. The goal was expected to come, actually. Great pass here. Again, great defender. But they were all coming in, attacking, midfield coming short. You cannot really say they made a mistake here. I mean, you have to also give, compliments to the adversary. In this case, it was a great finish.
A bit like yourself.
Great finish from Sucic, and he was involved in another really good passage of play for Inter, because before Arsenal got the lead back, they should have had it themselves, Inter.
Yeah, they should, and I think you'll be disappointed that they haven't taken advantage of this, because it's a great opportunity. This is stuff you work on in training, that you're driving at the defence, and now this is a very difficult position for Saliba. So I think if Sucic drives at Saliba, he has an easy little pass and then they go 2-1 up, but he doesn't, and then it becomes a more difficult chance for Thuram. But if we see here, there's two things to this. Thuram needs to stay away, he doesn't, he goes in, and then Sucic, I think, needs to drive now at Saliba with pace, and then that opens it up for Barella, a little reverse pass, and then he gets an easy chance of goal. So I think he'll be very disappointed if he didn't take full advantage of that opportunity.
And it wasn't the kind of half, or at least the game it is so far, that perhaps we were expecting from two sides who have this, the first and second best defences in Europe. Not normally as generous as this, are they, either side?
No, it clearly shows that Inter Milan want to get a result tonight. It really does. And both teams want to kind of finish the job tonight. So it's quite refreshing for everyone back home and for us as well.
Arsenal's big money signing Viktor Gyökeres produced a statement performance that left no room for doubt, delivering a ruthless masterclass on the biggest European stage. His movement, finishing and confidence were on full display as the Gunners secured yet another Champions League victory, extending their winning run to 7 straight games. This was the night Gyökeres truly announced himself in an Arsenal shirt. Calm under pressure, decisive in front of goal, and unstoppable when it mattered most. Former stars Theo Walcott, Clarence Seedorf and Wayne Rooney were quick to react, praising Gyökeres for silencing critics and justifying the faith shown in him. With Arsenal now top of the UCL, belief around the squad is growing rapidly. Performances like this don't just win matches, they change narratives, elevate confidence, and send a warning across Europe that Arsenal are serious contenders this season. Red Circle Fire.